The Philadelphia Eagles saved their season with a huge upset win over the LA Rams on Sunday night, but amidst all the emotional roller coasters was a breakout performance like no other. Now, we've been given Avonte Maddox plenty of respect here at Philly Sports Network with 2 film room videos and a flurry of articles as well, but Sunday night saw the rookie DB take his game to another level. Having already made starts at the nickel and at safety and shining in both spots, Maddox was asked to play outside for the first time in his professional career. How would he handle the pressure of playing in prime time against an offense that put up 30 points on average per game? The answer was, he was targeted 6 times, gave up 1 reception for 8 yards, and of course picked off a Jared Goff pass. So just how did Avonte Maddox shut down Jared Goff and the Rams wide receivers? My name is Liam Jenkins, and this is an episode of Eagles Film Room. Before we get into it though guys, make sure that if you are new around here, you are hitting that subscribe button. We want to build the best Eagles community on YouTube, and we're just over 200 subscribers away from hitting 5,000. If we could do that by the end of 2018, that would be absolutely amazing, but we need your help to do it. So you sat there right now watching this video, hit that subscribe button, give it a like, and let's go and break down some tape. I've long been a fan of Maddox's fundamentals, but honestly, they were blown up to another level on Sunday night. His back pedal was perhaps the most compact I've ever seen, and that was always a strength anyway. But look at his head and the positioning on this play. This is a screen pass. He keeps his head up. The receiver's trying to sell the fake there, but Maddox has already seen it. He's out of his back pedal. He's ready to go and starts trekking back across the field, ready to make a tackle if necessary. On this play, we're really going to see a combination of that compact back pedal and what it means for his body fluidity. What's even more impressive is that he can drive through traffic somehow to make a tackle, and you don't appreciate this until you slow it down. At that point, he's got inside leverage. His whole body is pointing towards the opposite boundary. He's keeping his eyes fixed on the quarterback regardless of what the receiver underneath him is doing, but then he has the drive to push back downfield through his own teammates to come and clean up after watching where that ball was going. This game to me felt like a culmination of everything we've seen him accomplish at safety, like keeping his head up and making those tough hits, to what we've seen in the nickel, where he's got to be a bit more agile, he's got to stay compact, and this right here is just mesmerizing. Brandon Cooks is already breaking outside, and Maddox is facing the wrong way trying to defend a deep route, but instead of having to rotate his hips, open them, and give away that leverage to Cooks, he simply traces back down the field, keeping the same body angle. That is very next level stuff. You see very few cornerbacks do that. We've seen Jalen Mills and Ronald Darby both in that situation flick open their hips and try to come down, and that's where receivers can put on the burners and switch back the other way. Maddox doesn't do that. He's so aware. The football IQ is so incredibly high that he's able to make those split-second decisions of how best to adjust his body to the situation. 6'3" receiver Josh Reynolds has a 4-inch height advantage over Maddox, but he stays small, he stays compact on this red zone look, looks for the ball, and even when being boxed out, is able to use his physicality to make sure that if that ball was targeted, he'd still have an advantage. And this is what is making Maddox so different. He plays bigger than his size, and he's able to dissect the game so quickly that it gives him an advantage. His biggest play of today came in scintillating fashion. This is a route McVay loves to deploy. It sends the receiver downfield and sort of gives them an option as to whether they want to run a deep route, a post, or simply pull the route back depending on what the cornerback does. Now Maddox, instead of playing the wide receiver, instead of playing number 83 Josh Reynolds, who is a lot bigger, what he actually does is play the ball. Watch his eyes when it's a lot closer. He's fixed on the quarterback, and even there, when Reynolds is trying to stutter him off guard to see if he can get some space downfield, Maddox is looking for the ball. Now he can adjust. Now he can break down on that route like a ton of bricks and snatch it away from the chest of Josh Reynolds because he has the momentum, because he's further back. I said in my first ever scouting report of Maddox in a cornerback consensus released before the NFL draft that he is a complete cornerback that may not have the size to get away with that aggression at the next level. But what we're seeing is all of those tools being developed, being marinated, being pushed through that ceiling, where now his size doesn't matter. Just look at the strength here to get off his block. Now that again is Brandon Cooks. He goes straight into the chest of Todd Gurley. pushing off and making a key tackle. That is so difficult to do when you are a bit smaller, when Cooks is trying to box you out and he knows he's got that height advantage. Maddox launches himself, wraps and snaps on Todd Gurley, bringing him to the ground. That is an astonishing play. But here, he spins off of a block of Rob Havenstein, who is 6'8", 330, but look at that! He spins off of a block, ready to make a tackle. His awareness is just so far ahead of the rest of the guys on the field, it's ridiculous. Here we're seeing a high-low read for Avonte Maddox. The Eagles in a cover 3 situation. All he's got to do is defend that zone between the two receivers. The problem is he's got to bite one way or the other. He plays this absolutely perfectly. So the question is, how did he do it? The answer is simple. He keeps his head up, he keeps his feet light, and he is just gently tracing that field, waiting to make an impact. He's looking for the ball, not the receiver, and that is the best thing to do in a situation where you've got safety help and you're not on an island. But look at that verticality. For someone that's 5'9", he has got hops, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Another example of that was here. This one wasn't spoken about because he wasn't asked to make a tackle, but he's able again to just dissect the situation and cover that route underneath just in case the ball came out late. It's a great play. And on play action, Maddox was just as dangerous. We're going to see the Rams run a boot concept here. We can see the receiver going behind him. He knows he's got safety help, but Maddox keeps his eyes fixed on what Goff is doing, eliminates both options with exquisite positioning, and that's what he did all game long. We're actually going to see Josh Reynolds fall over on this play, and Maddox still respect the quarterback. He doesn't take his eyes off, he doesn't lose coverage, patient, and he lets the game come to him. And this is the finest play I've seen of that very trait. This is astonishing for Avonte Maddox. Look at the positioning here for two receivers. Eyes on the quarterback, trying to see what's going on. You've got to watch this a second time to see how intricate this footwork is before he comes down and makes a tackle in the open field. Again, compact back pedal. He's keeping his head up. Look at that angle. He's almost 90 degrees to the quarterback, but he's taking away the end zone. He's forcing the ball underneath and then drives down to make the tackle. The way he's able to feel his way around the open field just by what the quarterback is looking at is actually scary for someone of his age. A rookie who has been asked to play outside, inside, safety, it doesn't matter. The Rams run a bunch formation here designed to try and get Maddox to bite one way or the other. He doesn't. He sees the receiver coming out of the flat and uses that short area quickness, which is borderline elite, to come down and make another tackle. It is just scary how high the potential on this kid really is. But the little things matter just as much, and here Nata does a great job of tossing away Roger Saffold to get pressure to Jared Goff, who forces the ball away. But how was he able to do that? The answer is Avonte Maddox. Now what he's able to do is stick with the receiver who's running deep, trying to split the safety for long enough. Goff is staring him down at this point, just so Goff has to move. That was meant to be a deep shot, and Avonte Maddox rips it out of the equation and just gives Nata breathing room to come down and make a play. Now we see a great effort here by Maddox, who actually rolls the shell of the defense, and look, he started on outside cornerback to the left of the field. He ends up over the top, ready to stop that run if all the blockers somehow miss their tackle. He does it again here. He moves the shell, just closes over the top and really narrows the running lane for the ball carrier. And on the biggest play of the game, the biggest moment of all, with 4 seconds to go, they tried to exploit that size matchup again, and Maddox uses his physicality to just push Reynolds out of harm's way. Now that ball may have been overthrown, it may never have been going his way, but this is a sticks defense. It's the dreaded Jim Schwartz Pickett look, but watch how Maddox plays this. Bearing in mind he's 4 inches shorter than Josh Reynolds. They know that he's going to be on an island. They know the ball is coming in the corner. Reynolds comes streaking at him. Maddox keeps a wide stance, makes contact, and then forces just the slightest nudge because Reynolds can't get off the ground because he's hit a brick wall at his lower base. He can't elevate, and that is game. That is a win for the Eagles, and it would not have been possible without Avonte Maddox. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget, if you are not already subscribed, please show your support and hit that red button. We want 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2018, and we've got some exciting plans moving forward, but we need your help to deliver it. It's been an amazing year for us here at Philly Sports Network, but we're really going to push this to the next level, just as Avonte Maddox is doing with his game as well. So until next time, from myself, Liam Jenkins, you can follow me on Twitter at LiamJenkins21 or at PhiladelphiaSN. I will see you next time for another episode of Eagles Film Room.